Hello, YouTube. Hello. Okay, so if you guys hear like the TV in the background, it's because the TV is on, because what I'm about to tell you guys, like, I don't want to like poopy in my pants. It's like something in my eye. I didn't think there were like people out there who pretty much went through the same thing that I went through. I know there are some people out there who believe in this kind of stuff and who doesn't. You guys can take it or leave it, or I can put in the comments, tell me if I'm crazy or not. It is about 10:20 at night, and I should have done this earlier in the day, but you know, I had to sleep. Sleep is important, you know. Oh my god, last night it was so scary that I had this flashlight right next to me, and I called Takia, and if you guys don't know Takia, she's in every single one of my vlogs, and I called her last night, and at the same time I was having like a panic attack, and she was like, girl, you going crazy, you just need to go to sleep or something. And that's what I did after we got off the phone. And so I thought this flashlight would help me. I would like knock somebody out at night or something. This is gonna kill somebody, really? A flashlight? Hello. Let's continue on the video. My first experience with paranormal activity experience. I said activity, but that movie sucked though. 1, 2, and 3, yeah, they all. My first experience with it was at my first house that my parents just bought, and it was probably when I was 12. I was like 12 years old or something, but at the time I was like 14 when it happened. It was probably like a couple years later that it happened. 2 years later, duh. So when we first moved into this house, my mom wanted like the feng shui of the house to be, I guess you can say like perfect or something, or there's like a saying, well, not really a saying, there's a thing that like if you don't design your house a certain way, then you can get sick, or it's like bad omen or something going on in the house. So we had this monk come into the house, and when she was like blessing the house, she was telling us, oh, you guys should have the beds this way, like don't face your bed that way, blah blah blah, this and that. And so when we had the monk come to the house, she was telling us, she was like, okay, like you guys have like 3 spirits in your house. When my mom first told me that, I wanted to shit in my pants. This is the first house that we ever lived into, and you're gonna tell me we have spirits in this house? How do you expect me to feel comfortable being home alone? She tells us that we have 3 spirits. It's an old grandmother and a younger girl. I don't know how young, but I was just guessing at the time, probably like 20 or like 21, 18, I don't know. And a younger sibling. We don't know if this is a boy or a girl, but it was just a younger sibling. She blessed the house, and she said that it's okay because we are Buddhist and that we pray, or that my mom prays all the time. And so fast forward a couple years later, after we moved into that house, I was in the kitchen, either watching TV or something in my kitchen. When you walk through the front door, there's like a door by the kitchen. Yeah, I don't know, it was designed weird. So there's like a door that you're able to close, and right by that door there's a stairway to go up right on your right. Right on your right. Lord, I'm becoming like Takia. I don't know my left from my right, but when you walk in, there's a stairway to your right, and then there's a door that you're able to close. And so at the time that door was closed, because you know Vietnamese people, they like to cook like stanky ass shit. I was in the kitchen in the living room watching TV. My mom, she opens the door and then closed the door into the kitchen, and she's like, oh, you're here? I was like, what do you mean, oh, I'm here? I didn't go upstairs, I didn't go anyplace else. And she was like, oh, I thought you might have like gone upstairs or something. And in my kitchen there's 2 doors. This is like really confusing if you like don't personally see it. Front door, you walk straight in, you see the door of the kitchen. To the kitchen, there's like that whole kitchen, and right by the sink, to the left of that sink, is like a door into the dining room. The dining room, you could walk around into the upstairs, into the stairway to the right side. And so I'm guessing she thought that I was like walking up there or something, or like gone that way. The only time I would ever walk around that way is if like me and my brother are like playing a prank on each other, or we're like scaring each other, or if I'm like chasing my dog around. I'm weird, okay? And so she was like, oh, I thought you were upstairs or something. And I was like, what do you mean I'm upstairs? I was like, I wouldn't be anyplace else, it's just me and you at home, Mom. And she was like, well, I saw a little boy. I was like, what the heck? I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, that little boy was just standing on the top of the stairway. And when I was a kid, I love walking up the stairway and I love walking up the stairway. I love walking up the stairs and like counting my steps. Like, I don't know, I guess it's like OCD problems or something, I don't know. But every time I would walk up the stairs, I would always count like 1, 2, 3. So we have like 7 steps. So it wasn't that far from downstairs. My mom said as she was like walking past the stairway, she said that she looked up and she saw a little boy just standing there wearing all white. My mom didn't say nothing. She didn't do nothing. She said that she thought it was me, and so when she saw me in the kitchen, living room, she was like, oh my gosh, she was like, I just saw like a little boy wearing all white. And I was like, you have to be kidding me. She was like, yeah, he was just wearing all white. It looked like he was wearing hospital uniform, like kind of like that. It was like really long and white. And so that's what she said. It was either that same night or a week later. It was just me and my mom at home. My brother was probably out with his friends and my dad was at work. We have a dog. His name is Zooey. He passed away. I miss you. At the time, he was still with us. And so I was in my room, and before all of this, we had ripped out all of the carpets in our room, or all of the carpets in the house, because my mom hates carpet and she wants like hardwood floors, of course. And so there was like a little inch underneath the door that you were able to see only if you sit on the ground, or like, of course, like peek underneath or something. There was like a little inch that you were able to see underneath the door. I was sitting in my room, my door was closed. It was probably 10 o'clock at night, painting my toes, and all of a sudden I see like a little white cast just walk past my door. And like right by my door, when you walk to the left side of my door, it's my brother's room. My brother's room like faces out like that, and my room faces out like this. I just saw like a white cast walk into my brother's room. I didn't know what the heck it was. I swear, I really thought that it was my dog. My dog isn't white, but he's a tannish coat, and usually he likes to walk into whatever room is open. And so I thought it was my dog. But since we had hardwood floors and my dog had nails, I didn't hear any of his like nail click clacking on the hardwood floor. I waited for like 5 seconds or so. Was that Zooey? And I didn't know, and so I waited like count 5 seconds. I was like, okay, let me just go check or whatever. I was like, it probably is Zooey. And so I opened my door. My brother's door was already open, and so I like look into his room. I just opened the door and I like look into his room, and there was no dog. There was nobody in there. I was so scared. I walked over to my mom's room. I see my dog laying on her bed while she was ironing clothes. And I was like, Mom, I was like, did Zooey leave the room or something, like anytime soon? Did he just come into your room, or like was he in here the whole time? And my mom was like, no, he was in here the whole time. And she was like, why, you trying to steal him away from me? I was like, no. And then I got serious. I was like, well, I was eating my toast and I just saw like a white cast walk into my brother's room, and she was so nonchalant about it. She was like, oh, it's probably just that little boy. Just that little boy? Are you kidding me? I wanted to shit in my pants. That's how scared I was. Ever since that night, even though nothing happened, every time I would be home by myself and I would walk up the stairs, I would always feel like a negative energy behind me. You know, like it's like that scary feeling that's like, oh crap, like someone's behind you or something. So every time I would turn around, like that negative energy would go away. That little boy was probably like the sweetest thing on earth, or I don't know what it was, but it was just every time I would walk up the stairs, I would just feel somebody behind me, and it was like the scariest thing ever. The other day, I was with Takia, and we were hanging out. It was like 1:30 in the morning, chit-chatting here and there, and we hit Norcross. And I didn't know this then, but I know it now. And Norcross is, they say that it's like the most haunted. They say that Norcross is the most haunted city in, I don't want to say Georgia, but whatever, the most haunted out of all cities. I was like driving, it was like probably like a good 100 feet. You know that 100 feet that you have to like on your maps or whatever, it says, oh, turn in 100 feet. I was 100 feet away from this red light, and we were supposed to turn right anyways. And so 100 feet away, I like saw 2 people. They weren't like all on the street, but they were like in the midst of already crossing the street, 15 feet away from like being into like the bushes or something, or into that store complex or something. 1:30, I was like, oh, look at those two dumbasses crossing the street at this time. Why would they be walking at this time? I was looking dead at them when I said that. And Takia looked at me and she was like, what are you talking about? She was like, I don't see anyone. I was like, they're right there. As soon as she said, I don't see anyone, they were gone. I said, okay, well, when I make this right, I'll be able to see them. And so we got to a light. I made that right. I turned right. And I was looking left and right. Oh my God, no one here. I swear I saw someone. Here, do you see anyone at all? She was like, no, I don't see anyone. Is this like your first time seeing spirits or something? Well, this is my second time. Since then, like, it hasn't like happened to me. I just feel like negative vibes around me. I was really terrified. Like, I kept looking back at the windows and like all the mirrors, like, oh crap, is like anyone behind me? Is anyone following me? And then yesterday, Lord, I was just hanging out with Takia Friday, and today is Sunday. So a day and a half ago, 2 days ago, I was just hanging out with her. And yesterday, I was laying in bed watching all of these paranormal videos. I don't know why, but I just like freaking myself out. But I was watching all of these videos, and all of a sudden, I like look out of my bedroom door. My bedroom door, it has like a night light right by the door, so it's like all day, all the time, that it has like that light imprint outside the door. I was looking at it, and I don't know what the heck, but it got pitch black dark, and like I flinched when I saw that it got pitch black dark. I was like, whoa, what the heck? I thought that I blinked. I probably did blink or something, but I thought I was going like delusional. I thought I was going crazy. After that like darkness happened, I kept staring at the door. I kept staring at the door. I did not want to blink, and I was so scared. It was probably at like 12:30 or something. After that happened, Kate called me, but I told her what happened, and she was like, oh, that's scary. And then she was like, you're probably going crazy, you just need to go to sleep. And I was like, yeah, I probably do need to go to sleep. And I was eating in bed. I was eating a banh mi, which is a baguette bread with like meat inside, and I was eating that, but I was looking straight ahead, and like my peripheral vision, I just saw like a black cast just like walk past the door, and I was like, no fucking way. After I saw that black cast, I like turned around so quick, and I was freaking out. My eyes would not look away from the door. That is why I had this flashlight. Like, every time I thought that I would see something black or like some amenity, every time I would think that I would see something, I would turn on that flashlight and I would shine it to the door. And it was so scary to the point where I did not leave the bed at night, even though I fell asleep, but I didn't want to leave. And it was like 5:30 in the morning. I didn't even want to get up to go pee. I was like, nope. I was like, I could wait 2 more hours when it gets bright out. I was like, I don't want to go. I'm freaking myself out. I don't know if like other people feel this way, if like you can like feel like negative energy around you, or like sometimes when you walk down like a hallway and you feel like someone's behind you. But I feel like most people feel that way, but none that I've talked to. And honestly, it is like really, really scary. I wonder if you guys go through it, and if you do, you can leave a comment down below and tell me your story. Tell me if I'm going crazy or not. I probably am, and you can either, like I said, you can either believe this or not, take it or leave it, or see it the way that you want to see it. But this was just my experience. Some people believe that there are ghosts in this world. I do personally because of my mom. I do believe in ghosts because of my mom, and ever since I was a kid, the #1 thing that kind of interests me, but at the same time it scares me. Like last night, I was so scared I wanted to like piss in my pants. Leave me your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up on this video. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.